All right, launch control again. And we're off. Oh my God, that is so full on. I am pumped. I'm pumped because it's not every day you get to be among the first in the world to praise or pour scorn on what is the world's fastest and most powerful production Porsche ever made.
Yep, we're testing the upgraded 2024 Porsche Taycan, but not just any Taycan, the mind-melting Turbo GT model.
Porsche is clearly flexing with this new vehicle, but will traditionalists get on board, and especially those who haven't yet dabbled in the world of the EV? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And now, let's get to it.
The upgraded Porsche Taycan range arrives in Australia from mid-2024, and this crazy car, the Turbo GT, is coming in the third quarter, a little bit later, and they all come with a subtle new look and a lot of models in the range, starting with the $175,000 base grade Taycan at one end, and this one, the Turbo GT Hero model, a $416,600 silent assassin. That is what we're focusing on in this test.
This fierce new model can be had with the Weissach package, which shaves 75 kilograms off the vehicle's total weight. But don't believe everything Porsche says. This is not a lightweight vehicle. This one weighs 2.2 tons. And if you don't get the Weissach package, it's about 2.3 tons.
Rivals, the Taycan's sister from another mister, the Audi e-tron GT, and not much else, given the Tesla Model S and Lucid Air are not sold in Australia.
Despite its chubby curb mass, largely due to those twin electric motors and that huge battery pack, the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT is more potent than chili-infused absinthe.
The secret sauce, so to speak, is the newly adopted silicon carbide semiconductor material for the pulse inverter that regulates the rear motor.
If that sounds too much like something from a Star Wars movie, try this on. The mechanism that sends power to the rear wheels is much angrier now.
Porsche's automatic transmission has been upgraded to improve acceleration and top speed, which is now 305 kilometers an hour.
As mentioned, all facelifted Porsche Taycan models get a more potent powertrain, but the Turbo GT gets a new attack mode, which adds an extra 120 kilowatts for 10 seconds.
A newly enhanced and 9 kilogram lighter lithium-ion battery pack has a 105 kilowatt-hour gross density. Porsche reckons entry-level rear-wheel drive models can cover 678 kilometers, but the Turbo GT's berserk powertrain will dial that back significantly to 555 kilometers.
Recharging times are said to have been dropped significantly for the new Taycan, especially with DC ultra-fast chargers where it can charge up to 320 kilowatts. But from my experience, charging times are so nebulous and inconsistent on modern-day EVs, it's best to validate things for yourself. The interior is equal parts sport and luxury, or Luxo-sport as I'm going to patent it. I really like how connected to the car you feel sitting in here. All feels really premium and aggressive. But if you own the current Taycan, don't get too excited because the overall layout is virtually unchanged. But there is one significant one. The adoption of a wireless phone charger, and it even has a cooling system, which is good because when you're running wireless CarPlay, the phone gets hot, especially when you're charging. But I feel like this feature should have been in the original Taycan. Porsche says the screens are now a higher quality and they look pretty much the same to me, but Apple CarPlay has been improved. So now when you're using Apple CarPlay, you can still do climate control and temperature changes without having to go back to the regular Porsche operating system, then back into Apple CarPlay. And that is a very nice touch.
The Weissach package, which is a no-cost option, also adds carbon paneling in the cabin, along with these lush, super supportive carbon fiber bucket seats.
The back seat in regular Taycans is pretty good. It's roomy, there's good amenity, and it's comfortable. But if you get the Turbo GT with the Weissach package, things are very different. they pull the rear seats out. The idea is to save 22 kilograms, and they put this gorgeous carbon fiber shell in it. We asked Porsche's engineers why they didn't build a two-door coupe for this top spec Scorcher, and they said cost. The amount it would have added to the whole project to build another body style would have just been too much. The boot is big enough to fit a couple of Camiops humilii, or juvenile palm trees. You get a fair bit of shopping in there, a couple of golf bags, probably a couple of big suitcases. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. There's some secret compartments under there as well. And overall, it's not too bad for a very sporty EV. All told, not a lot has changed inside the Taycan. Porsche's instead focused on performance. So let's now see just how wild the fastest and most powerful production Porsche ever made feels. Cue the driving music. So first things first, we are on the Pirelli P0 R tyre, specially developed for this vehicle. It develops lots of grip. This car is 2.2 tons, and for now, it doesn't feel like it. All right, little bit of front end push there. There's the 2.2 tons, but it's all very communicative, and golly gee, it punches out of corners with venom. One thing I've noticed with this upgraded model, and I guess this is the lighter Weissach package, is the brakes. Modulation is better. There's more feel in the pedal, and this makes driving it hard and fast just a little bit more confidence inspiring. You get a lot more feel under deceleration. Traction out of corners is next level, the way it grips and goes. So we've got a slalom here, and the new suspension system is just phenomenal. The way this heavy vehicle is able to change direction at speed, that is absolutely nuts. All right, launch control, flick it into attack mode. Yep, that's the official name. Foot on brake, foot on throttle, and off. All right, that is pushing hard. There's 130, 140, 170, 180, 200, 220. Wow, that is cosmic acceleration. My mind is still playing catch up to just how fast this vehicle is. But at the same token, there's that element of it's almost too easy. Like in the 911, you have to learn that vehicle, you have to respect it. This one is almost like supercars for dummies. I'm going around this track so quickly, and I'm barely even trying. The car is doing a lot of the work. And yes, it is satisfying and engaging, but it does lack a little bit of soul. Traditionalists will probably call the Taycan an abomination, something that dilutes the purity of the bloodline. And in a way, they'd be right. But that mega acceleration is breathtaking, and it has so much poise for such a large and heavy vehicle, and that all makes it a far more compelling vehicle than its predecessor. I'm not sure if traditionalists are going to be swayed or even get excited about this vehicle, but there is no denying that this is an engineering masterpiece, and it hints at some very special things to come from Porsche.